And the name Citizen Chain is there.
That is the brainchild of my partner. He named the shop. I was a big fan of Orson Welles. I had done several projects on him, going through school and stuff like that. So I appreciated the pun and the play on the word of Citizen Kane, Citizen Chain. And then only after we named the shop, by certain course of events, we found out that Rosebud was really a bicycle. The inspiration for Rosebud as a sled was a bicycle that the screenwriter had as a child. Sort of a happy coincidence for us.
And so, how does this shop? I mean, because this is in North Beach. One doesn't think of I mean, especially down around here, you think of the tourist destinations having the bikes. How does this shop fit into North Beach?
Part of the goal here with me and my partners is that we want to be part of the community. We want to be part of the neighborhood. And there was no bike shop in this area when we opened, the only rental shops. So we were the only bike shop that was east of Polk, north of Market Street. It was a good quadrant of the city that didn't have any bike shop. So when we opened here, we really decided that we were going to stay out of the rental business. We wanted to be part of the neighborhood and help the neighborhood. So up until that point, most of the people in this neighborhood had to go all the way to the Mission or something like that to have their bicycles fixed. So there was a bit of a vacuum right here in North Beach that we decided to try to fill.
And tell me the difference between, say, a bike rental place for tourists, because you're not that far from the
Sure,
area,
yeah.
and a place like this. How is the energy different? How is the philosophy different?
Our philosophy is considerably different than a bike rental industry. Bike rentals are really short-term customers. They're looking for, the 4-hour customer or something like that. They probably won't ever see that customer again, unless they're maybe a local person that's brought their family in or something like that. Whereas we really want to serve the local community. It's great to have tourist business as well. Selling our T-shirts and stuff like that is wonderful. But the core of this shop is, maintaining bikes and helping the citizens of this neighborhood get around.
And tell me, do you, and this is kind of off topic, but we'll come back around to it, but do you have a life mission? Is there something that you kind of strive for?
No, I've always kind of kept it open. One thing I'm super proud of, though, is to own this business, which is environmentally conscious, which is helping people stay healthy, stay active, get out of vehicles. So I believe that I'm doing my part in terms of environmentalism as well as trying to help people's health, basically.
And when you're working on a bike, I mean, obviously, this is a passion for you.
Yeah.
Obviously. So tell me about how that passion comes into play when you're actually hands-on.
Well, here at Citizen Chain, we like to try to fix challenging bikes. We'll fix older bikes that other bike shops have refused to fix. Either they don't have the knowledge or they don't have the tooling.
1 second. And instead of we, let's go with I.
Okay.
Okay. So how does that passion translate into your hands-on work?
I really, my passion is really reflected in my work in that I like the challenge. I like to try to fix bicycles that other bike shops can't fix, won't fix, refuse to fix because of some sort of policy reason. They don't have the tool or the bike's just too old. I really like helping those bikes that still have life left in them. We don't need to necessarily be importing brand new bikes from China. A lot of the bicycles that are in our garages are still perfectly fine. They just need some upkeep and some labor and some love. So I like to do that. I like to try to fix things that were malfunctioning and make them work again.
And you say, ones that malfunction. So basically you're taking in orphans.
Yeah.
How does that, I mean, how does that play? I mean, you have obviously you have a passion for something to help and to fix. You're helping people stay healthy. You're helping these bikes. When you look at a bike that is one that's had a long life but still has a lot, how do you? Good section of kids here. Okay, so when you're looking at one of those bikes, when you're looking at one of those bikes, what do you see? What do you feel about that?
Well, a lot of these bikes, especially steel bikes, are going to outlast many of our lifetimes as long as they're not neglected. So bicycles have stories to tell. They've carried people all over the place. Some of them have been through accidents. Some of them have lots of miles left to travel still. So each bike is slightly different. The setup of the bikes are always interesting to me because some people are so set in their ways and they believe that they have it correct, and so they like their seat at a funny angle or something like that, and I can't convince people otherwise. It's just very interesting to me how people sort of adapt bikes, make them their own, and eventually it's a reflection of the person themselves.